Who you for? Tell me, who you for? You got it all in your jeans. Lord, I hope you're not family, so tell me, who you for?
Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, the Honorable Lieutenant De Weaver. Director of Tourism of the St. Martin Tourism Bureau, Ms. Mei-Ling Chun. Trevor Piddy of Pretty Boy Worldwide, CEO. Andre Elliott, Pretty Boy Worldwide Vice President. Morgan Ford, Pretty Boy Worldwide Manager. Local artist Francia Adamas, Cahill. Local artist Darren Hodge, King Verse. Online viewers and radio listeners via St. Martin Gov Radio 107.9 FM and respective radio stations island-wide. I'm Rolika Roach of the Department of Communication, and on behalf of the Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, the Honorable Lieutenant De Weaver, I welcome you to this press conference titled Bridging the Gap with Pretty Boy Worldwide for today, Wednesday, May 12, 2021. To open up this press conference, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, the Honorable Lieutenant De Weaver, to address you. Minister De Weaver, you have the floor.
Thank you, Ms. Roach. Good morning to everyone here, radio listeners, media, and St. Martin at large. Thank you very much to DCOM for making this press conference possible. The purpose of this was to really give the public a summary of what we've been working on from the Ministry of TEAT in terms of our adapting and leveling up our tourism product by incorporating our creative arts industry, our orange economy. Since last year, when I came into office on March 28th, there was a lot of sort of assessments that had to be done we had downtime to look at how what our tourism product looked like, how we would stand out from the rest of the islands. We had a lot of time to prepare while we were on lockdown, and with that, built up on the economic plan or tourism recovery plan that was already in place and prepared by the Ministry of TEAT, and see how we can build on that and improve it. One of the areas that we saw in collaboration with other ministries is how we can celebrate our culture, celebrate our creative arts, celebrate our artists more, and incorporate that into our tourism product. That's the part that for me as a newcomer to government, I didn't see enough, even though we have amazing talent on this island. And I am new to it. Coming from a background of finance, I still saw the need for us to really push forth all of our artists here. And I was pleasantly surprised when we got an amazing opportunity back in March. I met Pretty Boy Worldwide. I showed up at the Maho Hotel once I heard that they were celebrating Kenyo, Bailey, and Cahill. And I said, okay, well, I want to meet them, have a discussion to see where we can go from here, because exactly what they were representing is what I wanted to see improve in the island overall. And I'm really, really happy with what happened. They ended up staying on the island, making music videos, doing their showcases here. And even though the showcases were not something that were publicly, that was publicized, because we are still, dealing with COVID-19 times, they were well attended. They were attended by record labels. I would let the rest of the team tell you everything that happened with it. But as a result, I think this is a great stepping stone for our island to really see what amazing talent we have on this little rock called St. Martin. And before I take the mic any longer, I do want to say thank you to everyone that I have annoyed since March 8th to make this happen. Thank you to Pretty Boy Worldwide for seeing amazing talent in our people, in our St. Martiners. Thank you for Verse for being here and having patience with the fact that maybe we should have been celebrating our artists from a long time ago. But the good thing is that now we notice you and we hear you, and we're going to continue pushing you forward. I'm going to pass it over to May.
Thank you, Minister De Weaver. At this time, I would like to invite the Director of Tourism of the St. Martin Tourism Bureau, Ms. Mei-Ling Chun, to address you.
And thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. The minister said it all. And I just want to add that, it's finally coming to flourish. This is the beginning phase. As a tourism bureau, we've worked with our local artists, and King Verse being one of them, and many others that always were part of different events, or we would send them out to promote St. Martin, but also their talent. And the orange industry has always been, I shouldn't say always, but in the last definitely 5 years, been part of the tourism plan. In order for us, we always talk about diversifying our tourism. This is a way to diversify our tourism, is by acknowledging our local artists. And it's amazing that we finally got to this step, and congratulations to Minister for also supporting this, because you can have it on paper, but if we don't start executing, then it will only stay on paper. So I have to say also for Pretty Boy Worldwide, thank you for choosing St. Martin to have your showcase. It was nice to be part of something that, as far as events planning and the details, to be part of the details. But most of all, that we're starting to basically start a project or an objective in order for us to start not only admiring, but putting out our local artists out there. So having said that, I want to congratulate also Cahill and Kenya Bailey, who's not here with us today, but is congratulating them for being signed with Pretty Boy Worldwide, and for their music videos that we know we soon will be seeing. And of course, your launch with your first single. So, and that's it for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Chun. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Morgan Ford, who is the Pretty Boy Worldwide Manager.
Honorable Minister DeWeaver, Director of Tourism Mei-Ling Chun, media and specially invited guests, thanks for making time for us today. And thank you also to the Department of Communication for making this possible. We came to St. Martin in March to shoot some videos for our artists. And we met Minister DeWeaver one afternoon. She flew into Maho and spent the entire day with us, getting to know us and getting to understand our purpose and what we believe in. And after many meetings and many long chats, we spoke to her about the Pretty Boy experience. So outside of shooting music videos, we do this thing called the Pretty Boy Experience twice a year actually, in Barbados, where we invite radio executives, brands, and people who are influential in our industry down to Barbados to not only see our talent, but to experience our culture, because we believe that the unique thing about our artists in the Caribbean is where they come from. And so we spoke to Minister DeWeaver, and she suggested having it in St. Martin. And we'd never done it anywhere outside of Barbados, and we were a little hesitant, but she encouraged us, and along with Mei-Ling, we had many long talks, and we decided, okay, you know what, let's do this. Let's make it possible. Let's have the first Pretty Boy experience in St. Martin. The experience was an astounding success. I will say that. We have had so many offers for our artists. In the process, we have met so many talented individuals, dancers, musicians, vocalists from St. Martin. We have so many people to thank. We've had a lot of support from various sponsors. So Worldwilde, the International Liquors and Tobacco Company, Rusty Parrot, Red Piano, Sinesto Maho, Royal Palm from Diamond Resorts, Simpson Bay Resort, Guava Berry, Divico and Heineken, the St. Martin Party Rental Company, our sound engineer, Rude, our musicians, Leo and Wilkie, and our supporting vocalists, Sean, Keisha, and Snatra. None of this would have been possible without your support, and so we're eternally grateful. These showcases are important not only to the artist and to getting them seen by international brands and record labels, but for the Caribbean and for exposing our culture and who we are. We have had amazing offers come in. We've had articles written, and there's so much interest right now in St. Martin and the wealth of talent you harbor. And I think we have started something amazing. We're going to continue working in St. Martin. We, as much as we are based in Barbados and the UK, we believe in taking the Caribbean forward. And so having our first Pretty Boy experience outside of Barbados is a huge step for Pretty Boy Worldwide in pushing our Caribbean dream. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody, and we're really excited for what's coming up.
At this time, I would like to invite Andre Elliott, who is the Vice President of Pretty Boy Worldwide.
Hi, my name is Andre Elliott and I'm the VP at Pretty Boy Worldwide, and I'd like to thank you all for being here today. First off, I want to talk about the interest generated from the showcases being a huge success, and the executives who came have shown serious interest in the artists performed, and announcements will be made very soon. I'd also like to talk about the quality of artists and musicians. The talent here is extraordinary, and I cannot wait to help all the talented artists that we've met stories beyond the islands to help get the Caribbean on a global platform. I'd like to talk about the hospitality under the leadership of the Honorary Minister De Weaver. It was top tier. And I can't wait to come back to the beautiful island of St. Martin and create opportunities for culture and creative industries. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Trevor Piddy, who is the CEO of Pretty Boy Worldwide.
Good morning, everyone who came here today. Thanks again. We can't say thank you enough for the Minister, the Weaver, Mei-Ling Chung, and the Director of the Home Tourism Bureau for getting involved in our vision for the Caribbean. It starts with one person, they say, so after meeting Mr. Weaver, we didn't have a choice because she kidnapped us, huh? St. Martin I've been coming to St. Martin since 2011, and it's so funny because at the Kenya Valley Showcase at the Sonesta Mahal Casino, that's where we usually performed every summer. I'm in the casino, and then lady, I think lived in the radio, came up to me and said, there's an artist that I want to meet, and she reintroduced me to King Verse. We met there 10 years ago. We had a long conversation about Caribbean music, about hip hop and whatnot. I did not have a label at the time. I was just here watching him and a girl called Miss Shalaika perform. St. Martin has always been a dear place to me because I spent 3 summers here, well, 4 summers here, 2011, 12, 14, and 15. So it was a no-brainer when we were going to shoot videos outside of the Caribbean, outside of Barbados, we decided to come to St. Martin. I chose St. Martin because of the beauty, the culture, and the dancers, actually, which is kind of interesting. I always tell people St. Martin has the best dancers in the Caribbean. I was coming here when Nicole was doing Art Save Lives, and I saw the talent, the level of choreographers and mentors she was bringing here to teach the dancers here. So if you're gonna shoot a bunch of pop videos in the Caribbean, then this is the place to come. Like everyone was saying, the showcase was a huge success. It was pulled together really fast. The process was crazy, but crazy is good. And it was amazing to see how many artists emailed us and followed us and DM'd us after the showcase. One of my art teachers at schools had said to me, the graveyard is the wealthiest place on earth. I think the Caribbean is the wealthiest place on earth when it comes to dreams, where dreams die. A lot of dreams die in the Caribbean. So our company was established to eradicate that. So coming to St. Martin and having the Pretty Boy experience here was just the first step. It's very important, though, for companies and brands and parents to understand something very, very, very important. It is not the responsibility of the government to make these things happen. It's the responsibility of everybody. If you point fingers at the government to make your dreams come true, you're going to be stuck on the islands for the rest of your life. With that being said, although we're really grateful for the sponsorship, a lot of it was in kind. We hope that the next time some of this happens, we get more support financially, because you have a bunch of events and you're playing music and you're playing this artist's music, and when they come for sponsorship to get them to the world stage, you pretty much say no by giving them 10 cases or 12 cases of soft drinks or beer or whatever. So I would like sponsors to understand the value of the artist. You guys play music all day, every day. If there's one thing the pandemic has taught everybody, is that without art, you can't live. You guys were sentenced to your homes and you had to depend on Hulu and Netflix. And those shows were not black and white movies. They were not silent films. You were watching movies and music was in the background. So you know the importance of music. If you leave here today, you go in your car, it's music. That sound you hear in the background is music. The wind is music. The ocean is music. People can't live without music, so support music. For parents listening and who wanting their children to become part of projects like this, it's very important to do your work at home. Not only support them, or not support them, but try to keep a close eye on your children. Like, it's Mental Health Awareness Week this week, I believe. And as a label president, I've had to deal with artists dealing with domestic violence and abuse and all these different things. So it's not just a record label. Like, we don't just deal with music. We gotta deal with every aspect of your child. So when you're bringing children to us, make sure they come correct and come properly. St. Martin, it was amazing. I'm extremely proud of Cahill. It was her first showcase at home. It was her only third showcase since she's been working with us. And she got 3 offers. I can say that one is from Sony and it's very promising. She'll be heading to UK in less than 2 months. And big things are going to be happening. That's all I have to say.
I would now like to invite Darren King versus Hodge.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for having me. I want to say thank you to everyone involved to get the Pretty Boy team to do this showcase here. Big ups to Trevor and his entire team. They are definitely creating an opportunity that we haven't had in St. Martin for ever, basically. As an artist who've done hip hop, who've done soca, everything I have to do, having to do everything on myself. Had to learn graphic designing myself, having to learn how to write myself, put together the shows. Everything was built on me. In the past, I've had the opportunity to work with great teams such as my boy Elliott, the Calaboom team, but everything has always been on us. We've been fortunate at times to get some assistance from the tourism office. Thank you to Mei Ling and her team, who they were one of the few that saw the vision, that saw the need for us to get to places outside of St. Martin in order for the world to get to know our music and so forth. But it takes more than that. It takes money, it takes a great team, it takes a community. And St. Martin is a difficult place because you have everybody that's from everywhere but St. Martin, and us St. Martiners are definitely outnumbered. So what tends to happen is that the Jamaicans, no disrespect, but they hold on to their music. The Dominicanos, and I'm half Dominican, so I can say it, they hold on to their music. And everybody, rightfully so, because you want that piece of home, but nobody but us is gonna put us on. So as an artist, I've had to not only convince my fellow St. Martiners about, hey, rock with my music, but I'm having to convince a Jamaican, a Dominican, a Kititian, and you name it, you go down the line. And I've been fortunate and blessed, I would say, coming from where I've come from, my background and everything, to make a mark in St. Martin. Fortunate enough to work with several sponsors, been on billboards, et cetera, et cetera. But imagine that if St. Martin was a bigger place, I could say, hey, I would have been a millionaire by now. But, regardless of what it is, I'm thankful that Trevor made a stop in St. Martin for whatever reason. The stars have aligned, and 10, 11 years later, he reminded me that, hey, we already met. And I was like, okay. And then, I could see great things working out in the future. Congratulations to Cahill, to all the artists on his label. One thing I can say for the time that I've met Trevor, or re-meeting Trevor again, is that his energy is vibrant, and I think it's very important when you have somebody that's at the head, that's somebody that's, wants to put people on, and that's so like, how do I say, like, soothing in a sense, and knowing that, hey, you can trust this person because you can feel his vibe, you can feel his energy, you know that he doesn't want anything malicious to happen to his artist, he's not in it for himself, he's in it to put his people on, the Caribbean on. And as he said, we need the businesses, we need people to understand that this is a money business. It is called the music business for a reason. It's not for free. If you want your song to get spins, it takes a certain amount of money to get those spins. Videos need to be done, they require a budget. Artists need to travel, they require a budget. We need to get to places until we get to that level that we're known worldwide, and then, hey, everything else will be paid for. But in this initial stage, in these beginning stages, the foundation needs to be laid, and we need a strong foundation. And that's where we need, as he said, not only government, but the entire community at hand. And for the parents at home, encourage your kids, So encourage your kids to dream big and push them and give them that opportunity. And I'm very convinced, and I look forward to hearing a plethora of music from our fellow artists, the up-and-coming artists. As he said, a lot of things in the pipeline. And you're going to be hearing about Pretty Boy Worldwide. Thank you.
I would now like to invite some of the Pretty Boy Worldwide artists to address you. I'd like to start off with Dawn.
Hello. Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Dawn from DWN, and this is my first time with Pretty Boy Worldwide, and I can say that I am happy. Very, 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 very happy. I'm from Barbados, and it's very hard. It's very, very hard to get somewhere that is not just home. You get what I mean? It's not just home. So meeting Trevor Piddy and meeting with the whole team. And I started out here as a background singer. And he saw something in me. And he said, you know what? You have to come. You have to go. You have to be with me, basically. And I never regretted it. Never regretted it. And being here in St. Martin is so beautiful, so many different locations that are just captivating. Being here to do your music videos and stuff like that is very inspirational, actually. And it, made my girl Cahill, and meeting friends and meeting very, very, very talented people, like crazy talented people, like, where have you been? So it literally was just breathtaking. It was amazing experience working with my sisters and brothers here at the label and my dad, Trevor Piddy. And it has been just otherworldly. That's it.
I'd now like to invite Ari.
Hi, I'm Ari Lopez. I am a Cuban-born and raised in Jamaica. First of all, the overwhelming support that we have gotten from every single person that we have met on this trip, from the hotel staff to Minister DeWeaver, to the other artists that we've met here in St. Martin, the dancers, the musicians, everyone has been so welcoming and so warm. And as a Latina, that's very important to me. So that's one of the first things I want to say. Thank you, St. Martin, for raising people that are so well-mannered and so sweet to us. Whether you're a tourist, whether you're here on a work trip, it's just been incredible. Pretty Boy Worldwide has always been about taking Caribbean talent to the next stage, to the international stage, taking us to MTV, taking us to the big platforms that we need to be able to establish ourselves and our talent here in the Caribbean. And Trevor Piddy, his vision, which was why I signed, is now actually being taken to the next stage, because we're actually getting the support from governments that we needed from the beginning. Because unfortunately, if you don't have that groundwork, you can't get to the next stage. It's really that simple. So we want to thank you guys so much for that on behalf of all of us in Pretty Boy Worldwide. My first experience with St. Martin talent was Cahill and Kenyo, and Kenyo is an amazing performer. Kay is out of this world when it comes to writing songs. Being in their company is really something that we're very, very proud of. And to be able to now actually share it with the rest of the world, it almost feels like I'm sharing my little sister with the rest of the world. I'm super excited, and thank you guys once again.
I'd now like to invite Black Haze.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Black Haze, and I'm from Curacao. I was the first artist that was signed to Pretty Boy Worldwide when Pretty Boy Records became Pretty Boy Worldwide. And I just want to say how grateful I am to be here with my entire team. I love them very much. We've been very productive here, making music videos, recording songs, giving out showcases. I also just want to say thank you to everyone for all the love we've received and the support. You guys are so welcoming, and it just warms my heart. And I also feel very much at home here because I'm from Curacao, and I just kept meeting people that speak my language, which was so great. I speak Papiamento and Dutch, so that just felt really good. And yeah, it's just been very inspiring to be here because we met lots of creative people, so much talented people that we had lots of conversations with, that we got to bond with, and just also the nature. It's so beautiful, which is inspiring. So thank you, everybody.
And last but not least, I'd like to invite Cahill.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Cahill. This feels so surreal because 2 years ago, I was just writing songs, like soca songs in my bedroom. So to be here is just unreal. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I just became a co-producer. I love music very much. I'm signed to Pretty Boy Worldwide. Trevor has been amazing. The whole team has been amazing. I'm so grateful to have them here with me because it feels like my family is here and they're pushing me, which is also, very warm. I wrote down some stuff. Okay. So I met Trevor during a Barbados writing camp. He heard about me through Cahill. And then it's been harmony ever since. I did not want to be an artist at first, but Trev was like, yo, like, you're so talented. And then 2 weeks later, I was in my first showcase. So yes, I do not regret it at all because I feel like I've cracked like my own part, like place in music, because I feel like I don't, how you say it, I'm not stick to one genre, and he allows me to think that I could do whatever I want and not put myself in a box. So that has been also amazing. He gives me the freedom that I needed before. The showcase was amazing here. I want to thank all the sponsors, Worldwilde, the government. It was amazing. The musicians, the background singers, everybody who came out. Like, I just really appreciate it. And Phases is out, my first single. Thanks to Trevor, Morgan, Dre, the whole Pretty Boy team. The video is gonna be out on Friday. So y'all better, stay tuned for that because it's about to be lit. And we already got some things in the pipeline working because we never stop working, and that's on period. As Trevor said, we've had so much people come up to us asking us, telling us they're interested, which is surreal as well because, being a little girl from St. Martin and Cahill, you don't think that you're gonna go to that, like, that far, like Rihanna level pop star, and to be able to be in this position that they've given me, it's just surreal. As I said before, it just doesn't feel real. Like, you don't see that often, and I want to give St. Martin kids that push, like, you can do it, it is possible, and Pretty Boy Worldwide is making it possible. And that's why we need to support labels like this who take our own and bring them to that level. You understand? And it's really important to invest in us because I feel like young people are our future, and we are the future, and you have to invest in your future in order for it to be great. And we all want a great future. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right. So yes, as I said before, I want to thank everybody who's been supportive, who've been holding my hand along the way. I cannot thank Trevor and Morgan and Dre enough. Like, this has been amazing, and I can't wait to see more St. Martin artists on the roster. Period.
What does this mean for you as an artist? What does this mean for all of our young and upcoming talented St. Martiners? This has to be a game changer.
Well, definitely. Thanks for the senior comment. You know what I mean? Sorry. It's wisdom. It's called wisdom. Right? Just letting you know. Well, what Trevor is doing and his team, what they are doing is presenting us with an opportunity. Me, myself, personally, like, I'm not going to say that I'm hanging up my singing stuff, but I'm more taking a behind-the-scenes type of position as a songwriter and, venturing out into different aspects of the music business altogether. Because I am a senior, just letting you know, just putting that out there. But, it's definitely about pushing the future. It's definitely about allowing the up-and-coming talent an opportunity, giving them that opportunity that possibly wasn't presented to me. And I'm not someone that's, hey, I need to be in the spotlight and that type of stuff, I actually fell into the artist thing almost by accident, and I'm very comfortable being behind the scenes because I am somewhat of a, introvert. I don't really like to be seen, and believe it or not, right? But nevertheless, they're creating opportunities. I mean, when you hear that Cahill has possibly an opportunity, she's been to labels as well as the other artists. When you talk about companies such as Sony, Columbia, these are names that, and people that maybe they've been to St. Martin just on vacation, never opened their mouth, never said, hey, I'm looking for artists, etc., etc. When these individuals now giving you that opportunity to present yourself, present your music to these companies that can potentially change your life, change your family's life, and that'll just, bust the door wide open for all the other artists. And it gives the young kids an opportunity to be like, yo, I can make it. I'm not going to just be singing around here, and no disrespect to some of our fellow musicians out there, but me personally, I know for a fact that I was never going to sing in a casino. I was never going to do the hotel gig stuff. It was either my music or nothing. You know what I mean? And, now this is the opportunity for individuals, but they have to work hard. I want people to understand. It's not, I just started to make music yesterday and, hey, Trevor, what can you do for me? Nah, because if it's trash, we got to tell you it's trash. Got to tell you it's trash, and not to, demoralize you or make you feel bad. It's just so you can go and work at it. It's a competitive world out there. And as a Caribbean, we're already looked at like to be honest, is like, oh, look at those island people, for the lack of a better word. So when we come, we got to come good. You know what I mean? We got to come on that next level and show them like, hey, we here to kick butt, all right? And just need everybody to understand that this is an incredible opportunity that Trevor, because remember, Trevor didn't get to this point by accident. He put in his work that none of us had seen when he was out there on his own before he decided to create a label, when he was a dancer. You don't know his story. You understand? We don't know his struggles. Well, everything that he went through got him to this point. So the individuals got to realize and understand that when you see us, or those that you see at the forefront, you know, they have a story. They had a struggle to get to that point. So this is an immense opportunity. And yeah, that's all I got to say. So once again, big up to Trevor and his entire team.
Ms. Roach, can I continue? Because, so Trevor, I need to know the story. Tell us how this all happened. I want to hear about the struggle. I want to hear about how this all came to be.
To be really, really honest about this, I was in St. Martin. I had a Bajan artist performing that was developing. I did not have a record label. I have left New York. I went back to Barbados. Stopped. I said I don't want to dance anymore. And I had a mentor who keeps saying, you should work in music and work in A&R. And I was like, no. I just want to develop artists. I don't want to be with artists 24/7, because being a manager means that you work for somebody and they don't work for anybody. So I was like, I don't want to do it. I was at the casino at Maho, and my artist was performing on stage, and a gentleman and a lady walked in and sat in front of us. And the guy looked back and he said, who's the girl? And I was like, she's a girl called Blah. She's from Barbados. Her name will not be mentioned. And then he said, okay, well, he said, well, here's my card. Give me a call. You're doing great work. It was Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father. And that was the beginning. And I met Matthew Knowles in St. Martin. So the whole thing really started in St. Martin. And I was like, well, I called him and he was like, listen, have you think about having a record label or a publishing company or a management company? I was like, no. A year later, he came to Barbados for our music conference, and we didn't know about the conference. And I got a phone call, my host from the Hilton, saying that Matthew Knowles, that the Hilton looking for you. So I thought it was a prank call. I went to Hilton and he was there. And that year I decided to go to London. I have been to Meet Them, the music conference, a couple of times. And St. Martin should really encourage the right representation to go. It's a crazy music conference where the whole world is there. I went a couple of times and I made some contacts with touring and whatnot, but nothing too major. I went to London a couple of times and we stayed outside record label offices, and we had like DVDs and CDs, and we would try to get through the front door. We couldn't. And in 2015, I went back to London again, and I sat at Universal and I said, I'm not going to move until I meet the president of Island Records. I heard that he was Trinidadian and he was a Sagittarius, just like me, so I figured we can get along. My dad from Trinidad. So I figured we got two things in common, we can get along. And I sat in the lobby at Universal for 10 days. And the lady told me I can't meet him, and he came in one day and he was like, that guy's been waiting every day to meet you. And he said, well, why didn't you not send him upstairs? And I met Darkest Bees, who signed Amy Winehouse, Mumford & Sons, and he's like the craziest, the only 3 black presidents in the world, Darkest, L.A. Reid, and Sylvia Rowan, and I met Darkest. And that changed my life. And then he told me go back to Barbados and start a label. He spent like 50 grand on the company, and I was like, he's gonna sign the artist. I'm not gonna sign her. He said, you're gonna sign her first, and then you're gonna bring her back to London. Then I'll sign her.
I would now like to re-invite the Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, the Honourable Lutmina DeWeaver, to provide you with her closing remarks. Minister DeWeaver.
Thank you, Ms. Roach. I think Trevor just set the pace or the tone, because I think this is at the right opportunity for other people to get involved, whether it's other ministries or other businesses. This is the opportunity for them to get involved, considering the response that we have after the first showcase, where now everyone's blowing up their phones to bring the American labels in. And that's where we need to continue the momentum, finish it off, allow them to basically celebrate and present the other artists that they have discovered in the last week and a half. And it's not just musicians, but dancers as well. And see how we can continue on this trajectory. So anyone watching this, here's the opportunity to get involved with all of us. Everyone has already the Ministry of TEAD's contact information. Further dialogue will continue among the various ministries that are willing to basically, invest in our people. And I wanted to actually follow up on something that Cahill said, where she said that this is all surreal to me. And it's because you're making this sort of dream a reality for them. And it should not be something that should feel far-reaching and unattainable. This should be the standard that we set, is that when kids realize that they are not going to follow the traditional route of a liberal arts, whether they're going to become an auditor like me, or a boat captain, or a lawyer, or an accountant, or any other job, a doctor, a nurse. They also have that possibility, that opportunity of going into the creative industry. It's something that we should all be proud of, that we should all celebrate, and something that a lot of people on the island have made a lot of progress with it, but we need to do more. And I think that this will give us that opportunity, that foundation to continue doing more, all the amazing work that musicians and dancers and artists have actually set the pace for us. So thank you again to everyone for allowing us to have this press conference. And I really look forward to amazing things.
Honorable Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport and Telecommunication, the Honorable Lutmina De Weaver, Director of Tourism, Ms. Mei-Ling Chun, Trevor Piddy, Morgan Ford, Andre Elliott, King Verse, Don, Black Haze, Ari, Cahill, radio listeners and online viewers, this brings us to the end of this press conference for today, Wednesday, May 12, 2021. For rebroadcast, tune in to St. Martin Gov Radio 107.9 FM, the official Facebook page of the Government of St. Martin, the YouTube channel Government of St. Martin, and St. Martin Cable TV channel 115. For video on demand, log on to the YouTube channel Government of St. Martin. On behalf of the Department of Communication, the Cabinet of the Minister of Tourism, and the Government of St. Martin, I'm Roleka Roach, and wishing you a pleasant day further.
Who you for? Tell me, who you for? You got it all in your jeans. Lord, I hope you're not family, so tell me, who you for?